Have you ever thought that the life you've been given is hard? Sometimes we focus on the negative, see the glass as half empty, and feel desperate even when we're close to the finish line. That's why the key is never give up. A few years ago, I heard the most important words I've ever heard, and to this day they still resonate in my body like a cannonball fired straight into my heart. Never give up. None of the greats did, and you can choose to never give up, to not give in to the excuses that try to trick you into surrendering. There are moments in life when you fall, when you feel like you can't go on, when you feel defeated, exhausted, with your arms hanging down and your body in shreds. But it's in that moment when you feel like the most miserable person in the world that you decide to end your failure and keep going. If you don't get up right now, you're telling yourself a lie, convincing yourself that you can't do it. But the only ones who really can't are those who are no longer with us, while you are still walking these streets, full of life. So if you fail, try again and again and again. That's what champions do, and you are a champion. The secret is to never give up, no matter how hard the road gets. The secret of the greats is that when they fell, they got up and tried again, 1,000 times, until they made it. The thousands of times they doubted themselves, the thousands of times they thought about giving up, they never let that thought take over. And that's how they got there. The only guarantee of success is failure, the kind of failure that keeps knocking on your door, urging you to keep trying. But if it stops you, if it makes you hesitate and feel fear, if it makes you turn back, then you've admitted defeat without ever reaching your goal. Choose. Just decide what you want, who you'll become, and how you'll get there. Just make the decision, step out and take on the world like a lion hunting its helpless prey. The world is your prey, and you are the lion. Don't let anyone tell you that you are finished. You won't have another bad year, I promise you. Because when you hit rock bottom and you finally say, "That's enough," that's when you really find yourself. It's always easier to make excuses, to lie to yourself, to listen to your ego, the ego that doesn't want to let you move forward, that just wants to see you miserable, that just wants to see you broken. If you do what's easy, your life will be hard. It's your choice. Get rid of the ego that's holding you back. If you complain about your situation or your circumstances, if you give up and give up on your dreams, you'll become bitter, frustrated, and give in to all the bad things that are happening around you. You'll have given up on life and given victory to those who bet against you. You've lost the battle to those who wanted to see you fail. If you do what is difficult, if you try again and again, despite the circumstances, despite the obstacles that will cause you to fall, despite the ridicule, despite the humiliation, despite all of that, if you still choose to do it every day, if you tell yourself, "I can do it, I will achieve it, I will be the lion hunting the prey," and you face challenges and defeats, and you remind yourself that nothing is impossible, and you tell yourself everything you are capable of, and you remind yourself that you will do whatever it takes, and that if someone else could do it, so can you. If you repeat this 1,000 times, your life will become easier because you will have succeeded. Your weaknesses will become your strengths, and your experience will become your greatest virtue. Are you going to be strong, or are you going to let a few little mice get into your lion's mind? Never tell yourself you can't. Never tell yourself you are incapable. Never give up. Prove that you're not one to wait for life to change, but that you are the one who decides when to change it. There will be millions of obstacles in your path that will try to make you fall and stumble again and again and again and again. These obstacles are what stand between you and your goal, but show them that you are unbreakable, that you won't let them make you smaller. No matter the size of the stone that blocks your way, you will always be bigger. Let me tell you a secret. The small stones that you now see as easy to overcome were once great difficulties. How is it possible that you now see them as insignificant pebbles? Because you have learned a method to make them smaller. In other words, you have developed a strategy to make sure that they are no longer obstacles in your path. So when you see a big stone, think that in time you will overcome it and it will be just another pebble. The brave are those who are not afraid to work under extreme conditions. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They thrive among beasts and spears. They are people who achieve great results under the worst conditions. They don't complain. They don't wait for perfect circumstances. They create them. When you're thinking of giving up, remember that you are brave. Look within yourself for the strength to prove your opponents wrong. I know it's hard. I know sometimes we see other people's lives as perfect and probably see our own as the worst of all. But think about it. Those people probably went through even worse trials than what you're facing, but they clung to hope with the strength of a titan, and they didn't let some insignificant being crush their dreams. Learn to see things in a positive light, as one more step toward achieving what you want. Don't give up. You are unbreakable. You'll make it.